4 o'clock, so let's get started. So hello and welcome to the U.S. Department of Commerce and the U.S. State Department's third virtual conference to support women entrepreneurs in Ukraine. My name is Kate Eisler, and I'm the co-founder of the WMarketplace, an international economic development company based in Seattle, Washington. Our mission is to support women entrepreneurs globally. We do that through delivering technical assistance, training, and consulting services, and we are proud to partner with the U.S. Department of Commerce on this conference series. Today is International Women's Entrepreneur Day. International Women's Entrepreneur Day is a global initiative to celebrate and support women entrepreneurs. It aims to empower women and girls globally, foster inclusive entrepreneurship, inspire the next generation of leaders, and raise awareness for girls in poverty, and create a more equitable world through women entrepreneurship. What a fitting day to have this conversation. Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping notes. Interpretation will be available throughout today's program. Presentations in English will be interpreted in Ukrainian, and those in Ukrainian to English. If you need interpretation, please use the global icon at the bottom of your screen and select the language appropriate. All attendees will remain muted during today's program so we can move through our very full agenda smoothly. We are recording this conference today, so if you would like to not be a part of a recorded event, now is your opportunity to sign off. We will be sending this recording to all registered attendees. Please use the chat box at the bottom of your screen to ask questions to any of our presenters, and we will do our best to get to those questions at the end of the conference. Again, thank you all for being here. This virtual conference is entitled Assessing Technical Barriers to Adopting and Growth in the Digital Economy. It's the third in the series of 6 conferences to support women entrepreneurs in Ukraine. During today's conference, you'll be hearing from expert speakers, leading voices in digital transformation in Ukraine, entrepreneurs and leaders sharing their experience and their perspective on the biggest barriers facing women entrepreneurs in Ukraine. Our goal of these conferences is to allow the U.S. government, the Ukrainian government, and stakeholders to hear directly from these women what barriers they face. We want to provide policymakers in the United States and Ukraine with a better understanding of the markets reform needed to support these amazing Ukrainian women. We're also hoping that the women entrepreneurs that are speaking and listening are inspired from one another. We want them to know that their voices are valued and heard. Again, thank you for being here today. Our conference is broken into 4 sections. We will have an opening messages from Ambassador Gupta, the Ambassador at Large for Global Women's Issues, 3 extraordinary keynote speakers, a panel of women entrepreneurs moderated by the Executive Director of the U.S.-Ukraine Business Council. We will also include an opportunity for questions at the end of that panel. We will close with 1 additional outstanding speaker. Following the panel discussion, we will be launching poll questions for each of the attendees to answer. We want you to hear your voices, and we'd like to get your input. So please be sure and answer those questions. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Ambassador Gupta. Please.
Thank you so much, Kate. Good afternoon to all our participants in Ukraine, and good morning to those of us in the United States. And others who are joining from elsewhere, good day to you. I'm delighted that this conference coincides with Women's Entrepreneurship Day. It's a fitting opportunity to celebrate the champions of women's entrepreneurship and celebrate the courageous efforts of Ukrainian women as indispensable to Ukraine's economic recovery and resilience. Through the years that I have worked on gender equality, I have seen that entrepreneurship is a challenging path for women in general due to the legal barriers and the societal stereotypes that hinder women-led businesses globally. The World Bank's Women, Business and the Law report that I rely on for a lot of data, it's a great report if you haven't referred to it, shows that legal provisions to prevent gender discrimination in credit access are absent in 96 economies. Women business owners are 20% less likely than men to receive loan approvals. And last year, women entrepreneurs received only 3% of the $107 billion in venture capital funding that was raised in the United States. That's a dismal statistic. In addition to limited credit and financial resources, women also lack access to markets. In Ukraine's case, of course, markets are not safe anymore because of the war, while digital markets are inaccessible often due to lack of training, device and connection cost, and unreliable electricity. And even when women acquire digital skills and equipment, the processes might be too cumbersome to launch e-commerce and online operations. So I wanted to share with you today what we are doing to address these challenges, because from day one, the Biden-Harris administration has prioritized gender equality. In 2023, the State Department joined other interagency partners to launch the first ever US strategy on global women's economic security, which has sort of a whole of government approach to advancing women's economic empowerment globally. One of the 4 priority lines of efforts in that strategy is focused on entrepreneurship and financial and digital inclusion, which is what we're focused on today. Fostering an enabling environment and improving women's access to finance and markets is one way to achieve progress in this effort. We're very proud to collaborate with the Department of Commerce and support this webinar. Our discussion today highlights the importance of digital inclusion, as well as 2 other elements of our women's economic security strategy, which is capacity building and amplifying the voices of women entrepreneurs. Through our We Champs program, we've supported Ukrainian women entrepreneurs still living and working in Ukraine, and some who have relocated to neighboring countries. We recently supported a networking event connecting Ukrainian and Georgian women entrepreneurs to build partnerships across the women's business associations in both countries, and sparked direct peer-to-peer collaboration to strengthen women's networks, further growing their business opportunities. I'd like to mention one other initiative that aligns well with this event. The department's Academy for Women Entrepreneurs Exchange Program supported the AWE Rebuild Ukraine Summit in June 2024, which brought together 70 Ukrainian women to leverage US business expertise and technology to build business acumen, create sustainable growth, and foster greater networking among women-led businesses across the region, with an eye towards revitalizing the entrepreneurial and economic landscape of Ukraine. All of these efforts are aimed to achieve gender parity in entrepreneurship, which, if achieved, could add $5 to $6 trillion in net value to the global economy. But none of this would be possible without you. During this challenging time of Kremlin aggression, you have courageously taken on increasingly critical roles to build your country's economic resilience by operating your businesses, creating jobs, and providing goods to your fellow citizens. All of this while facing staggering challenges, including family separation, displacement, immediate security concerns for yourselves, your elderly parents and young children, and disruption in their education and care support. In spite of those daily adversities, you are spearheading the charge towards economic recovery, and that shows up in the data. According to the Ukrainian government, women have founded 56% of businesses in Ukraine in 2023, and that number grew to 59% in 2024. The American Chamber of Commerce in Ukraine reports the same growth trends. To date, 93 women CEOs are leading American Chamber member companies in Ukraine, including McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Visa, and many others. All of that is an inspiration to me. You truly do inspire me. Your persistence, your courage is an inspiration for women around the world. So I'd like to thank you for your hard work and your determination. I'm looking forward with all of my colleagues to hearing directly from you, though I'm not going to be able to stay with you much longer, but I will hear from my colleagues about your remarks. And I want to hear most of all about your most pressing challenges and the barriers that you face, because this will inform the US government's understanding of best practices to position Ukrainian women for sustainable growth and business acumen. So thank you very, very much. Thank you for participating today. And thank you to the hosts for hosting this important event.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Gupta. You definitely summarize the spirit and the tenacity of these women entrepreneurs, and we thank you for that and recognizing that. So we appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here. Now, I'd like to move on to our first keynote speaker today. I would like to introduce Nina Levchuck. Nina is the co-founder and managing director of Impact Force. Nina is a Ukrainian and European tech and social innovator specializing in artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and emerging technologies. A passionate advocate for women's rights and social innovation, she has spearheaded many numerous activities leveraging technology for social good. As the co-founder of Impact Force, a pioneering women's-led nonprofit, Nina has driven transformative social behavioral change, expanded economic opportunities, and focused on innovative solutions with women. Nina unfortunately has had a conflict in the last few hours and was not able to make it, but she has recorded a video message that is fantastic. And so with that, I would like to start that video, please. Is the sound on the video?
No, I think we don't hear it.
Oh. Just 1 second, bear with us. No.
Susan, you need to restart the video.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank
yeah.
you for patience with us. We just tried this and it worked perfectly just before we started. So we discussed that technology is always such a pleasure.
Susan, you need to close it and restart it, and don't forget to check the sound box.
It's so wonderful to see you all here this morning. I have to say, when I look across this and all of these familiar faces and some new, I appreciate it. Goodness. So let's try one more time. And if not, we will move on and come back to Nina's video. No luck. All right, so let's move forward. And we will do our best to get Nina rolling. So let's move on. And now I'd like to introduce Anna Petrova. Anna is the founder and CEO of Startup Ukraine. Startup Ukraine is an entrepreneurial and innovation hub dedicated to fostering a culture of entrepreneurship in the country. Through programs and initiatives, aspiring and existing entrepreneurs get support and resources they need in Ukraine. So Anna, please share with us. Do we have Anna on the call? I know I saw her. Goodness. Okay, how about a third time is the charm? Alexandra, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Perfect.
Hello.
How about our third speaker? Can I go ahead and introduce Alexandra? Now, please stick with me. Alkhimovich, the
Alkhimovich.
co-founder and managing partner at APT. APT is a human potential investment agency that provides a comprehensive approach to guide and encourage people and organizations through their journey. So can you speak with us, please? Welcome.
Thank you, Kate. First of all, I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak today, and it's a pleasure to share my thoughts on a topic that is very important for Ukraine and the global community. And today I will focus on three main points: the importance of digitalization for Ukraine's recovery, the role of small businesses, especially those led by women, and how governments, businesses, education, and international partners can support this process. So let me begin by setting the stage. As you know, rebuilding Ukraine's economy is now one of the country's most important goals. As many large businesses are destroyed, the focus is on smaller, more flexible companies that can quickly adapt to new challenges. So small and medium-sized businesses using innovative and digital technology can be key to Ukraine's sustainable recovery. What opportunities or maybe positive trends do we see right now? Let me share two key trends. The first is the growth potential of the global economy. The challenges of COVID-19 and the war in Ukraine have shown us industry that adopted digital technology, and they were able to overcome these difficulties and continue to grow. Just one example is the IT sector, which showed a 10% increase in exports even in the first 6 months of the full-scale war. This shows that Ukraine has strong potential to grow its digital economy, which could become a main driver of recovery. And the second trend is the increasing role of small businesses. Small businesses provide jobs in local areas, quickly adjust to change, and are well positioned to adopt digital solutions. Over the past few years, there has been a significant increase in women entrepreneurs. From 2021 to 2023, the number of women-led business in Ukraine grew by 43%. It's incredible. So now let me ask you a question. How hard do you think is to be a woman entrepreneur in a developed countries? I believe many of you would agree that, of course, it's not easy. Yeah, it's difficult. But now let's think how hard is to be a woman entrepreneur in Ukraine, and answer is clear. It's very, very hard. So today marks the 1000th day of full-scale war in Ukraine, and I can speak from my personal experience as a woman entrepreneur. In 2022, I co-founded with my partner, a successful Ukrainian educational and consulting agency with a focus on export. Every day we face new challenges, energy disruptions, rocket attacks, and the need to protect our children in shelters, all while running our businesses. So despite these difficulties, we continue to see positive growth in women-led businesses, which shows the resilience, motivation, and courage of Ukrainian women. But I want to make an important point for Ukrainian entrepreneurs. If we want our products to be competitive in the global market, we must add innovation and technology to our business. Now let's talk about the digital skills needs. Research we've done in partnership with Kharkiv and Dnipro IT clusters shows that many small and medium-sized business owners lack important digital skills. They need digital literacy in their field, the ability to integrate AI technology into their business, creativity and innovation, e-commerce knowledge, and digital marketing skills. These are the e-skills, electronical skills, or digital skills that are essential for entrepreneurs today, as they help them work and communicate effectively in the global market, in the digital world. So why are digital skills so important for entrepreneurs? Because they give access to new markets, yes, to help automate process and allow business to grow globally. So digital skills allow small businesses not just survive, but thrive in today's economy. What has been done to help close the digital skills gap? There are several efforts to help bridge this gap. Government programs like the Nadiia Digital Economy and Education Platform, which helps entrepreneurs learn basic and advanced digital skills. Private initiatives such as online IT training platforms and business schools, like, for example, Lviv Business Schools at the Ukrainian Catholic University. There I'm proud to teach. And collaborations with international partners, like the partnership between American University in Kyiv and Arizona State University, which is a training specialist in technology fields and business leaders. But while these are positive efforts, it is clear that more needs to be done to build a complete digital entrepreneurship ecosystem. Looking outside Ukraine, what can we learn from the United States? Countries like, I don't know, China, Sweden, Denmark, and Singapore have built strong digital economy. But the United States leads in the scale and competitiveness of its digital economy. This success has come from a comprehensive approach to build a strong digital ecosystem. For Ukrainian women entrepreneurs, the US model provides valuable lessons, and there are several key support measures that could greatly help. Expert support for women entrepreneurs, such as exchange programs focused on advanced technologies and business methods, creating accelerators for women entrepreneurs there they can access mentorship and expertise, hosting conferences and forums on developing women-led business in the digital economy. Also, it would be valuable to create platforms to support exports and help Ukrainian business enter global markets, such as simplifying procedures for exporting goods and services and organizing joint business forums with American partners. Most of these initiatives have already been implemented successfully. However, their current scale isn't enough to support a large number of women business leaders. To expand their reach, we need, maybe as an idea, local organizations like agents, ambassadors, equipped with expertise and supported by partners. And these agents can help bring American standards of digital entrepreneurship to Ukraine. And our agency is ready to collaborate and would gladly take on the role of such an ambassador. And finally, what I wanted to add is that Ukrainian entrepreneurs also can teach the world. We have much to offer: our ability to adapt, our resilience, courage, leadership, and drive. These qualities make Ukrainian entrepreneurs stand out. So in conclusion, I would like to once again thank the organizers for supporting Ukrainian women entrepreneurs. And I look forward to continued collaboration and productive partnership. And I believe that together we can build a stronger, more resilient economy for Ukraine and the world. Thank you.
Oleksandra, thank you so very much. You really did bring home the whole idea of these conferences. The digital economy is a game changer for women, and certainly for women in Ukraine. And building that infrastructure to match your agility and your flexibility and your tenacity is something that we're very excited to support going forward. So thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now I would like to welcome Nina's video again. I think that we've got our technical flaws worked out. And so Alexei, can you roll Nina's video for us? Thank you.
Levchuck. I'm a co-founder of Impact Force. I'm as well advisory on cybersecurity topics, and I'm really grateful to be here and speak today in front of such an incredible community of Ukrainian women entrepreneurs. Today, my topic is digital transformation in Ukraine and the cybersecurity risk facing women entrepreneurs. This topic is incredibly important now as never before, and here is why. We all know that from the beginning of the war, every second business in Ukraine was founded by women. We as well heard that 80% of those businesses that was founded by women actually was not just generating the profit, but was as well reinvesting part of this profit in the local communities, means we're creating impact activities. We as well know that digitalization became one of the main driving power for economical empowerment during the war crisis. Means those women who were creating those businesses was not just creating a physical businesses. A lot of them were transferring the physical businesses into digital businesses, or were building digital businesses from scratch. We as well know that digitalization become one of the key priority of our country, and the digital literacy of our nation increased significantly, putting actually Ukraine as one of the leading country when it's coming to digitalization. Obviously, digital transformation, it expand access to public services, it's created opportunities, provide a lot of wealth of entertainment, open doors to employment, and of course to entrepreneurship. We know how Ukrainian could easily have access to all possible data information that they needed, to the education, to the IDs, to the services, through the national platform, for example, like Dia. This transformation is empowering Ukrainian citizen and business alike, obviously fostering new opportunities for entrepreneurship. Women entrepreneurs have risen to the occasion, establishing enterprises in technology, in education, healthcare, and beyond. We can see those fantastic women entrepreneurs among various international platforms. Yet, as we embrace those opportunities, we also inherit the darker side of the digital revolution. The risks that come with operating in cyberspace. And that's why I really want to make a pause today and give you some very interesting data and very interesting statistic. Actually, the statistic is very terrifying, but I want you to know them, so you as entrepreneurs could be mindful about what you're doing in the cyberspace and could protect your businesses and remain growing it successfully. It's not surprise. Ukraine experiencing not just war, we as well living in the cyber war. We're in one of the most targeted country. The number of the cyber attacks is increasing. We're experiencing over thousands of attacks every week. And obviously those attacks happening not just on critical infrastructure, they as well happening with the actors of overall country, including us, entrepreneurs and businesses. The private sector, particularly small and medium-sized enterprises, faces increasing risk. With limited access to resources to invest in cybersecurity, this business often become the easiest targets. And within this group, women entrepreneurs find themselves in particular precarious positions. I want as well to give you a couple interesting statistic here that you need to know. Actually, today I checked the report that was produced by United Nations Women. I will leave the link to this report so the organizers could share with you as well. And I was terrified to learn that when it's coming to the cyber crime, to cyber violence, to cyber bullying, to women, within the Eastern Europe and Asia, actually Ukraine one of the leading country. So more than half of women with the age of 18 plus, according to this report, present online in the region have experienced some form of technology facilitated violence in their lifetime. The cross-country differences are significant, with the highest prevalence in Ukraine and the lowest in the Tajikistan, for example. By sub-region, the highest prevalence is in Turkey and in Eastern Partnership countries, while the prevalence is lower in the Western Balkans and lowest, for example, in Central Asia. Form the violence that women are experiencing are very different. So it's not only about hacking your business, but it's as well attacking you personally. For example, unwanted offensive content and messages is representing over like 39%, almost 40%. Receiving inappropriate sexual advances or content on social network represents 30%. And hacking women accounts, including your business accounts and web pages, is over 25%. This is like incredibly shocking numbers. And what was shocking me most is the couple other things, including, first of all, let's maybe stop the platforms where the women entrepreneurs and women itself get the most attacked. This is Facebook, this is Instagram, this is as well work platform. It's like TikTok, it's email, it's like messages, applications, Skype, Snapchat. So basically across all the possible social network access that you're using for example, communicating with your customers or reaching out new audience. This has become the area of the threat and the risk for your businesses. And another interesting stats that majority of the women attacks not actually by the unknown people. A lot of the attacks are coming from the closest social circle. Means this is colleagues of colleagues, ex-partners, in some cases even families. And another shocking fact that majority of the women believe that there is nothing what they could do about that. Means that they don't know where to report, they don't know what to do with that, and they actually don't believe that even if they report to the police, for example, that any action will be taken. In this interesting report, it is as well stated that a woman when it's coming to the personal attack, not business attack, they as well not reporting because they don't believe that even within our country, their physical violence would be treated immediately. And therefore, when it's coming to the cyber violence, they often even don't understand and don't realize, and therefore completely not acting against it. And of course, all of these shocking numbers that I just share with you, they need to be changed, right? Globally, women entrepreneurs are less likely to have access to robust financial and technical resources like in Ukraine. In Ukraine, this challenge is compounded by the current crisis. And cybersecurity attacks are not just technical, as I said, they are personal. A lot of studies, including the research that I just shared with you, show that women entrepreneurs face targeted phishing, ransomware, online harassment, and higher rates than the male counterparts. What you will ask me is what to do with that. Before I'm moving to the practical advices that I believe all of us, through the public-private sector collaboration, need to bring to the action, I want to give a small case so you understand how harmful it is, like the attack that women entrepreneurs are facing right now, and how important is that each of you grow your digital literacy, understand how to protect your business, and act already today. Imagine a small e-commerce business run by a single mother in Lviv, selling handcrafted goods online. A phishing email disguised as a, like shown as a government grant opportunity, compromises your entire database. That's what happened very often. You open emails in the Telegram chat with some contest, you open just email within your mailbox with something like, congratulations, you win the grant. And then suddenly the bad actor compromises all your entire database. Without access to immediate cybersecurity support, this entrepreneur woman, she will lose not only her business, but literally her livelihood, ability to financially support her family, ability to live further. And that's what is terrifying. Unfortunately, many of you are under risk. And today I want to urge all of us to act on that. What can we do about that, right? Obviously, there is no simple answer to that, right? It's a complex ecosystem approach. But number one is education and training, right? So each of you women entrepreneurs must be equipped with the knowledge to identify and mitigate cyber risk. We have incredible national programs like Dia Business, where you could integrate, where it's already integrated tailored cybersecurity workshop for female-led enterprises. For example, my nonprofit, Impact Force, we have a program that's called Dream and Achieve. This program specifically was designed for female entrepreneurs who require financial empowerment, and we're teaching women how to build business online in secure way. It's already good base, but go in further. Find the trainings on cybersecurity. Find the training cybersecurity for SMEs. Learn which platform you could use to protect your business. That would be already sufficient start. Number two, accessible cybersecurity tools. As I mentioned, one of the biggest problems worldwide, not just in Ukraine, but worldwide, is ability to pay for cybersecurity protection. Here, obviously, public-private sector collaboration, big tech should be in the lead, right? Should be in the lead, and such mechanism like talent mechanism, for example, obviously could help to subsidize those tools from SMEs. And there is many programs right now that, again, you're more than welcome to research online. There is a way, and you should find that way. The third one is, of course, we need to build supportive ecosystem. We as women entrepreneurs need to share those cases. The case that I shared about entrepreneur from Lviv is a recent case. You should share similar cases with each other. You should learn from each other. You need to become mentors for each other, advocates. You never should be silent. If you're facing not just business attack, but as well violence, cyberbullying, there is tons of the different waves of cyber crimes. You need to be vocal about that. You should believe that there is no way to control it and stop it. There is a way, and obviously government have a huge responsibility, right? To build the procedures, to change the law in the way where each citizen will feel protected, not only in the physical world, but as well in the cyber world. And there is a lot of things what Ukraine still, of course, need to do. Regulation, legal regulation, and so on. But we could already start with support each other and bring awareness. So to close my speech, I want to say that digital transformation is not just about technology. It's about people. It's about ensuring that progress is equitable and secure for everyone. By addressing the cybersecurity challenges women entrepreneurs face, we are not just protecting businesses, we are safeguarding dreams, livelihoods, and of course the future of Ukraine. You are the future of Ukraine. Thank you so much for having me. I will leave the link in the comments to the report that I urge you to read and realize. And if you have any question, please feel free to find me on the LinkedIn. It's Nina Levchuck, or any other social network. Please make it in a protected way. And have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you so much for having me today. Bye-bye.
That was such a powerful message from Nina. And I think some of the things that we should really take to heart away from that we will certainly, is that reporting these things is really key. Understanding and having those hard conversations, because they're very hard and very personal oftentimes when these things happen to you. But I think one of the most important things she says is we are all in this together. And so the community of women entrepreneurs supporting one another, reporting and helping one another with those resources is critical to addressing this, because cybersecurity is a scary thing for all of us globally, and especially in Ukraine. So we appreciate her sharing that with us. Okay, let's move on. And now I want to actually reintroduce Anna Petrova. So Anna is the CEO and founder of Ukraine Startup. And Ukraine Startup is an organization, as we talked about, for entrepreneurs and innovation. She has a mission to really foster the climate of innovation and entrepreneurship in Ukraine. Her organization supplies tools and resources to aspiring and current entrepreneurs. And so, Anna, I'd like to welcome you, please.
Thank you, Kate. Thank you so much. Sorry for maybe some noise in the cafe because we have a power cut off in Kiev, and that's why I need to run from my house to run to some cafe nearby. That's why maybe sorry. That's why I hope you can hear me. And still, it's a magic that Ukrainian women can still open business, in such environment. And what is the secret, you will ask me? I will try to explain during my speech. As Kate represent me, I'm Anna Petrova, impact entrepreneur, the founder of multiply impact-driven initiatives in Ukraine, including Startup Ukraine, as was mentioned, self-made women community, wake-up call projects. More than 12 years, I'm deeply committed to empowering women, open their leadership potential. That's why today I'm here. Also helping entrepreneurs to drive change and promoting mental health and well-being. More than 100,000 participants in our program we had during all these years. And when the full-scale invasion happened, we organized first entrepreneurship support programs for Ukrainian women refugees in Denmark and Sweden and UK. And I see the impact and powerful influence that we made because of that programs. And I will try to tell you more about that in my speech. But the most important, as I ask you, is still a magic that Ukrainian women who are in Ukraine starting a business, it's magically that they still successful. And as Nina mentioned, that each second woman in Ukraine opening business. But did you know that women-owned businesses contribute, yes, significantly, not just to Ukrainian economy, but into global economy, but in other way that yet only a small percentage full leverage digital tools for growth, like not so many women using their businesses in a digital way. In other hand, we can see statistics, yes, that some of the women, sure, they have their web page or they have their social media coverage, but we're talking about big cities. But what about women who want to start business, for example, in smaller environment and smaller cities? This is a big question. And also a big question that we are still talking a lot about barriers. And but on the other hand, we have full-scale invasion in Ukraine, and we have this kind of power cutoffs. What is the magic? How it's potentially, how women still have this potential to create? I believe that entrepreneurs, they focusing on problem solving. That's why they see and turning problems into opportunities, and especially when the challenging times, entrepreneurs most of all focusing on creation, innovation, and economic growth. Especially now in Ukraine, entrepreneurs, it's not just a tool to make money, but it's also a necessity for women to start a business, because to support their family and to support their economy and their cities and Ukraine in general. And it's also part of creativity and resilience of that are in our DNA. And more women starting their businesses. But how then we can support them? What kind of challenges they still have? We see that women starting their businesses, not just in Ukraine, but I have a lot of examples, women starting business abroad. And I believe today during our panel discussion, you will hear more of these stories. But I know some of the women starting their businesses offline, like a local cafe in Edinburgh, or they starting their sales because of digital tools, and they can be produced their products in Ukraine, but because of digital tools, they can sell it around the world. And but what is still the barriers? I believe it's more about cultural barriers and enter and access markets, because it's not easy to be in Ukraine and to enter US market or to enter Danish market or wherever other market. That's why, for example, we started with support of US Embassy this year. We organize a 3 months program in support fashion businesses in Ukraine to enter US market and help them to participate in LA Fashion Week. The first time they presented their brands. And in one hand, we promote our culture, our fashion, but on the other hand, we show that we are not just fighters, but we are also creators. And it's part of culture diplomacy that entrepreneurs are playing a role now. And we see that still it's really very important to empower women, to empower entrepreneurs through education and mentorship. To give real tools and real knowledge how to enter the market, what is the specifics, what is the cultural opportunities there, and how to enter the market and understand Americans or understand Swedes or understand Danish market. Because as I said before, it's not easy, and one of the biggest challenges that we have is in export, because it's also second challenge, and also that was mentioned today, that it's a funding challenges. In one hand, we have still globally a huge problem with funding and access to finance for women startups or women businesses. But on the other hand, we have a challenge to enter the market because of huge budget that you need for an expert. Because on one hand, everyone is saying expert, go on expert, scale business, use digital tools, but you need $100,000, $20,000, $100,000 or wherever to really make an expert. That's why, in other hand, digital tools supporting us to be more visible as Etsy or Amazon, but also you need to have a budget. That's why it's all about barriers, funding barriers also around that. As I mentioned, also in general, how to access the market. That's why we have these cultural and systematic barriers, but not just in entering markets, but also in perceptions that we have. For example, we still have the social expectation and gender biases that discourage women from fully engage in entrepreneurship. For example, many women juggle family responsibilities and face skepticism about their ability to run scalable business. Or in the statistics, we see that a lot of Ukrainian women starting a business, not even now, this year, but even previously, but they always more focus on micro level. Yeah, we have not so many women-owned businesses in big businesses, big companies. Why? Because women also need to think about family. And when you choose between family and business, most of the women decide to stay in a micro level because they want also to have a family and to have this balance. But what we need to do, what kind of support we need to give women, how we need to empower them with real tools that will help them to grow their businesses on next level and to have scalable solutions and global solutions around the world. And when you have and family and your career and your global business. And sure, we need to bring awareness to the opportunities for women, and not just for women who live in the big cities, who have access to internet or have access to the communities, empowerment platforms, such as conferences, but how we can support women in different regions. And definitely it's about access to information and help to grow local, regional role models that can inspire women locally, that if she can, you also can do that. And it's really important to empower leaders around Ukraine, and I believe globally, that started already something, that want to grow, that want to help others. And by empowering leaders, we can connect them globally and help them to make huge impact and more impact to the society. And if we remove the barriers that holding women back, we definitely unlock a wave of innovation and an economic growth, not just for women, but for society as a whole. And let's ensure that every woman entrepreneur in Ukraine and globally, women, Ukrainian women who are now where they are now in which country, have access to the tools, to the resources, to the encouragement to thrive in digital economy, because digital economy definitely help us to break the barriers and definitely to be today around the world in different countries, but be connected and support each other. I'm really very grateful to be here today to inspire you a little bit to focus on what we can do more, or how we can be connected and support leaders and support other women around Ukraine to develop their business, not just to start. Yes, everyone wants to start. Sometimes we have these biases from family or even our own biases that we cannot do something. But definitely women who are listening today or who already participant in this conference, definitely you know that you can start a business, you can whatever you want. Just believe in yourself and just start today with a small step by step, and make your dreams come true. Because now we are starting a business or different projects, not just because of ourselves, but also because of Ukraine. Thank you so much and happy to be here today.
Anna, thank you so very much for your insights and your inspiring story and the work that you were doing for women entrepreneurs, both in Ukraine and beyond. I think some of the insights that we're going to take away also is that remembering beyond Kyiv. You know, I think that that's the important thing that strikes me amongst the notes that I took, but that was another thing that we want to make sure and pull out and know that there are women all over Ukraine in the same situation. And again, the better we can facilitate and help policy formation to get digital tools and digital education, the better we'll all be. So thank you. And actually, thank you to all of our keynote speakers. Your insight and your experience that you shared is so valuable to us and to all of us listening today. And so we appreciate that. And thank you for participating. So let's move on to our panel discussion. I'm very excited about this as well. We have the fortune of having an amazing panel discussion today. So as we talked about, we have Nadiia Hasumal, excuse my Ukrainian pronunciation. I am terrible, so please stick with me on this. She's the executive director of the U.S. Ukraine Business Council, and she is hosting our panel today. And we have three extraordinary women entrepreneurs that I have the fortune of knowing all three of these women. So Mariana Kadoli, the entrepreneur and program manager at Amazon Europe, Victoria Maslova, the co-founder of VESNA Cosmetics, and Yuliia, who is the founder of FISKIN Leather. And so with that, Nadiia, I'll leave it to you.
Thank you very much, Kate. What a pleasure being here. Greetings from the U.S. Ukraine Business Council. We are a trade association, so far the largest Ukraine-focused trade association, which is not headquartered in Ukraine. So congratulations to this successful program, and big thank you to Kate and Department of Commerce for keeping the spotlight on Ukrainian women's voices, not only on Entrepreneurship Day, ladies, but for 2 years now you lead this program, and I'm sure it will grow into something, into the movement. So I would like to introduce first and ask Marina Hudoli to present her opening remarks and tell us about your story.
Thank you so much for the invitation and making this conversation possible. Briefly, I have experience in sales, marketing, and project management. It's behind my back. In my dreams is my work on my private project. It's non-profit organization. And since the war started, I moved to Poland. So I operate from Poland.
Thank you, Marina. And now we will move to Victoria Maslova. Victoria, you are in Ukraine, right?
Yes, in Kiev, so I don't sleep last night. I am Victoria Maslova. I'm co-founder of Ukrainian herbal cosmetic production, VESNA. If I will translate, it will be spring in English. It's a family-owned woman business. I started it with my mom, and we help women worldwide to look healthier, their skin to radiate youth, and offering very special high-quality skincare. We use herbs with a unique method of extraction, and we're using ancient recipes with improved by modern technologies. We have our production in Bucha, but we relocated it to Lviv, and now we have 6 stores in Ukraine, in Kyiv, in Lviv, and different other places. Also, we have an online store, and we export our production to Poland. Our products, not production, sorry. Our product to Poland.
Thank you, Victoria. This is wonderful. And I love your background with flowers and Ukrainian flag colors. Yuliia, it's all yours. Please tell us about your brand and your story briefly.
Hi, everyone. I'm making accessories from real fish leather. I grabbed this idea when I was on my fish biology training in Iceland, and then I traveled back home to Ukraine and established it as a startup, but very shortly before the war started. And currently I'm relocated to Norway. In Norway, I also started a business as a physical person, if I can say like this. And I think within 2 years, FISKIN gained popularity in Norway and even was rewarded by Norwegian Ministry Council. So I hope I can share my experience running business in Ukraine and moving here, especially the digitalization part.
Thank you very much. We have a lot of questions to cover today, so we will try to move fast. But this is wonderful to have these 3 case studies and learn from their stories. So the first question, what are the primary technical barriers you faced when adopting digital tools like payment systems, financial software, CRM? How these barriers affected your business growth? So let's keep this order. Marina, you will answer first, and then Victoria and Yuliia.
I would love to share the most recent case when we implemented Atlassian product, Jira system to the logistic project. So we began to use Jira as entry point for customer requests. We use it as Kanban board with fields to do, in progress, done, and can move these requests appropriately as the team can cover each of them. Of course, we encountered several barriers. One of them was communication with tech specialists when we just tried what we need. So it wasn't made at once. It was several iterations, and it was that easy because it required time and efforts from our side. Also, I need to deepen my knowledge in the Jira product because I needed to explain our team how to use it, how to cover these requests, and also to consult our customers. However, the benefits of the implementation of Jira are huge because we speed up intake requests 4 times. We can track request history in each ticket. So it's not just a person that covered this request can check what was done. It can be done by each person from the team. And also, I can take statistics and analytics in seconds. So this Jira product was like a good solution for the logistic product.
Wonderful. Victoria.
The biggest challenge for us is that many digital tools are expensive and don't fit local needs. Payment system and software require costly adjustments, which slows our production and makes growth more harder.
Thank you. That's for sure. Yuliia?
Yes, I would also add to Victoria's message that integration is very important, and especially I have something to compare with Norway, where everything is at hand, very simple. You can integrate literally any service between each other, and in Ukraine it requires quite costly assistance from IT sector, and then you are very dependent on them. And moreover, I would say also that accounting system, at least when I was starting, was extremely complicated. I now feel more comfortable with that, but when I was starting as a fish biologist, now as a designer, and I would say conquering business was quite complicated because of the complexity of accounting system, and also cash registers was quite a big issue to understand how it's working, how to integrate it to the government electronic taxpayer cabinet. And a lot of different forms. Let's say in Norway, we have analogs, a few systems for beginners, which are absolutely intuitive, very easy to understand. They send on their own, they make for you everything and send to the tax office the report, which I think really helps business.
Wow. Amazing. Our next question is about digital skills and training. You partially covered it, but do you feel there is a digital skills gap within your business for using essential tools? What support or training would best help bridge this skills gap? And I would like also to ask about the number of people who work on your team. Marina mentioned that she had to train some of her colleagues. So how many people work for your companies? Thank you.
It's a small logistics team. Actually, it's 2 people in Poland, but also it's a cruise team cooperation and other logistics team in other countries. So what I talked about, it was a small team in Poland.
Mm-hmm.
So answering the next question, I would say that new technologies emerging constantly. So nowadays, since the most important for me is to stay curious and love to learn, to be updated, to check the technology news, and try it by myself and in my business. Also, I would say that business demands changes each time, so the tools should change too. And for the business owner, it's important to have presentation skills and leadership skills. And it's important in digital world too. So what I did, I just completed 2 courses on Mindvalley. One was dedicated to charisma and another one to the communication in digital world. So what that courses taught me, how to establish camera when you speak online, how to look at the cam, how you should behave, and what should look like your verbal and non-verbal communication.
It definitely works. The course that you took, we feel the charisma even from the screen.
Thank you so much. I'll do my best.
Victoria?
We have 20 people in our team, and we have a great lack of digital skills. I and my mom, like co-founders, we have a good digital skills, but it's very hard to teach all of our team to work with it. And it's very hard using advanced tools like CRMs or data analytics. So training in digital marketing and security would help a lot. And simple, accessible courses or government support would be ideal solution for it.
Understand. Yuliia?
Yeah, I would add for me that probably digital marketing, special advertisement takes the most of the budget. Sometimes it's like the biggest part of your spendings of your business. And it's like when you don't have enough knowledge, it's really easy to drain all your budget and get discouraged. So I would highly emphasize the need for this type of trainings, and also to teach entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, how to market their business, how to show in the best way all their attractive sides of their products that can also help to save money on digital advertisement.
Yeah, how to market is a key essential skill. In Ukrainian, we even have a saying that Ukrainians know how to cook, but they do not know how to present, how to serve the food they cook. So marketing is very important. The next question is about cybersecurity and trust. And Nina Levchuck made such an in-depth presentation. And let's go even deeper to nuts and bolts of this complicated question. How do concerns about cybersecurity and data privacy affect your willingness to use digital tools? What measures or policies would build greater trust in digital systems for you and your customers? Marina, you are first.
I think it's a very important and serious question, because breaches in cybersecurity or data privacy can cause destroy reputation, undermine customers' trust, and as a result, it can destroy income, brand, and business at all. So I would take the best practices from big companies here. So before implementation of the tool, I would assess and estimate this tool. So how it is aligned with the law of the country where this tool will be used. So in Europe is GDPR regulation. I would assess how we collect data, how we process, store, and delete data, whether we can delete data upon customer's request, because it could be somewhere stored, but how to find it and delete it could be a quest. Also important here for me is inventing mechanism how to prevent this risk, and make audits on regular basis on how the data privacy handled in the company. So, for example, if your employee downloaded the database, you should have notification that this was done and for what purpose.
Thank you very much. Victoria, Yuliia, for both of you, have you encountered cyber violence or attacks? We were encouraged to share our stories, so now it's your turn.
We have in our social media attack, but we write to support, and it's okay. And also, I think that it's very important, and it's customer data, because it's they worry and it depends. The trust depends of it. But I don't know strong security tools, and I think that it's a big problem.
Yeah, I
You
think
would
I
like
was.
to learn more of resources, right? More of these
Yeah.
tools. Let's
Yeah.
make a note of that and maybe ask Nina to provide some tools to Victoria, or maybe somebody on this call. Yuliia?
I think I was fortunate. I haven't got any serious attack, but what is constantly annoying is that attempts to contact me scam through my website. I used to run my business on Shopify, and there was absolutely no problem. I think they have integrated some security measures, but now I'm moved my trading platform to WordPress, and now I have this problem back. I also want to share my experience from Norway, that here a lot of insurances, they have insurance on literally any issue what can arise in the business. So maybe having this idea for governance or stimulating businesses which could help to insure you.
Kate, I think it would be a great idea to take a trade mission tour of women entrepreneurs to Norway and learn from their experience. So actually, next question is about government and cross-border support. What role can government policy play in reducing digital adoption barriers for small and medium enterprises? Are there specific policies that help or hinder your efforts? What challenges have you faced in cross-border digital commerce, and what solutions would enable smoother international engagement? Marina.
So I think it was done a lot by Ministry of Digital Transformation of Ukraine by implementing Dia Business, Dia City, Dia platform. So for now, we can even register business in Dia. We can have free consultation, and we can have open free resources to study and know more about the digitalization. However, there are several challenges. In my opinion, it could be different payment systems. PayPal was implemented in Ukraine only from 2022. I think there are remaining digital tools that used by partners in different countries. So it's a problem when someone uses spreadsheets and someone using other equipment, like how to integrate and cooperate on this. Also, some apps don't launch in Ukraine, so there is a little use of hardware if you don't have maintained software in Ukraine. And what the solution could be implemented, it's fast integration of new tools. Maybe it's learning sessions, knowledge sharing provided by successful entrepreneurs that already implemented digital tools for the beginners. I think it could be also customized consultations Like when just a beginner would like to launch her business, she can just take consultation how to do it best and what tools will play a key role here. Also, I think that education is important, and education on the level of traditional educational system from school, or let it be from school, and also it could be a platform which provides knowledge about modern tools.
Thank you, Marina. Victoria, Yuliia, any comments about government policies for small and medium enterprises?
I can add that it will be great to give tax breaks for digital tools and also making international trade rules easier, because custom delays, currency exchange slows us down. And my solution is to simplify your process.
Simplicity.
I remember when I was before the war in Ukraine, I had limited liability company, and it was a challenge because in Europe everyone has just invoice, nothing else. And in Ukraine, you need to have a lot of papers confirming. You need to sign the agreement first of all. Then you need to make the operation. Then you need to write the bill, and then you need the confirmation act or something like this. That was quite complicated and took a lot of time. And also about the delivery, I don't know how is it now, but at that time it was quite long. It was possible, but it was quite long. Right now, from Norway to, let's say, US, I can deliver anything in 2-3 days for the quite affordable money. Yeah, which is difficult to do in Ukraine.
Obviously, and thank you. And it brings us to the last question. How does Ukraine's digital infrastructure, particularly in rural areas, impact your operations? What post-war improvements would be most impactful for small businesses? And how do technology availability and cost for hardware, software, and reliable internet influence your digital adoption?
I think it's a great problem, especially now after the war started. I can share only my experience before the war, when I helped to run our small family business, and it was in a village near the Kiev city. And before the fast internet was provider was connected, like to run the business was very hard. Like, so infrastructure is essential part for success in business. But during the war, like it's even harder, and probably we should do our best in these hard times.
Yeah, catching internet connection is a new national sport in Ukraine. This is amazing how people manage to operate their businesses in these conditions. Victoria, Yuliia.
I can add that it's very about infrastructure. It's very hard to work with power cut off, and as you saw, Anna Petrova told about working in cafe. So we need to work in cafe, in co-workings, because we have very poor internet when this situation happens. So I think that we need better internet, even when we have power cut-offs in Ukraine. Also cheaper tools, digital tools, and maybe easy access to cloud services, to CRMs, and also, as I said, a simple system at all.
Yeah, for me, I would add that from my Norwegian experience, what I am really impressed that this is quite large territory and with big distances between cities. And I would say that digitally, everything is so developed, very homogeneously distributed, acceleration programs, internet access. So even being a very local traditional business, they can export, they are connected to big hubs. Let's say they have tourist systems, let's say some particular tourist cities, and like people from from the far distance, they still are connected. They sell their products there. They are invited into different workshops, accelerators, and then they are really equally developed. This is what I'm really impressed here in Norway.
I like the comment from Agnes Pawelkowska from the chat that now she wants to visit Norway. Me too. Take me on the mission too. Ladies, thank you very much. This was very engaging. We made it on time, I think, almost. And I appreciate your open mindset, your entrepreneurship, and charisma, Marina. Let's keep working on that. Please stay safe. I will turn it over to Kate for some Q&A from the chat line, and I think we will have some surveys for the audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, all of you. What a wonderful panel. While we're wrapping this up, can we launch the poll questions, please? So I do want to open it up. If people have questions, could you put them in the chat? And we have this fabulous panel of speakers here and, to get more information. I personally, to start with some of the takeaways, besides the trade mission to Norway, which I'm absolutely going to put in my feedback that I think would be good for all, there was some really fascinating things that you ladies all raised with your stories. Some of these is the discipline-specific training on CRMs and marketing and things that are really tangible and actionable. I think one of the fascinating things was the tax breaks on digital tools and adopting those digital tools. It's a wonderful thing. We have heard throughout the time that we have been working with all of you entrepreneurs is the need for additional payment options in Ukraine. And so I want to encourage everybody right now to join us next week when we talk about access to capital. And we are going to talk about some of those payment gateways and some of the things that we're working on to raise awareness of the need for those throughout the country. And just the sophistication in terms of what is the connectivity that people need. And you've raised that in such a tangible way that I so appreciate that and so great. And I agree with the charisma training. It's so working. You did great. So I appreciate all of your time. It doesn't look like we have questions. And again, can we launch those poll questions? Those haven't come up. And so I want to make sure that we get those. We might do those in the conclusion, actually, because I don't want to interrupt people, and I want to get to our final keynote speaker that is a remarkable woman that we're so excited to have. So Irina Volyneska is the president of SET University. And SET University is a Ukrainian next generation tech university. And so their cutting edge technology and training and technology in Ukraine, I think, is a fantastic way to end our conference today, given all we've spoken about in terms of digital literacy and how we adopt tools. And I think Irina is the perfect woman to talk about that today. So Irina, would you like to share your slides or would you like me to?
Hi, hello everyone. Kate, thank you for the introduction. I can share my slides.
Great.
That I will be the only one with a presentation. Sorry for this, but I love presentations. Mhm. Okay.
The share working at the bottom of your screen?
Okay. Mhm. Yeah, I think that I will need your help
Okay,
with
no
sharing the.
worries. No worries. I have this up right now and we can make it full screen and you just let me know when to.
You can start.
Okay,
You can play the slides.
sure.
It will look nicer. Yeah, but like from the beginning, like from the first one.
All right.
Now you will have a preview for my presentation. Like,
Okay, go ahead.
Actually you can go like straight to the next slide, the introductory slide. My name is Irina Volnitska. I'm president at SET University. SET stands for Science, Entrepreneurship, Technology. We have actually a very crazy story because we announced university just 2 months before the scale for the full scale invasion, and we registered legal entity only like 2 weeks before it. And now, like usually people ask me if we are like a real university or not. Like we are like a higher educational institution in Ukraine. We provide our students with state recognized diploma from the Ministry of Education. So we have like different types of programs, but our mission is to rebuild Ukraine like through innovation and technology. So we are a technological university, but we teach how to transform technology into business. And our students, they do not just write theses, they create their own startup as their diploma work. That's why we are like very much focused on entrepreneurship. And we have a lot of different programs also for women, again, because in terms of rebuilding the economy, we need to, I don't want to say it like as a resources, but we need to use all resources that we have, because like we will win the war, but without people and without education, like we don't have a future. That's why we try to provide as much educational opportunities to everyone as possible. I already said that we are less than 3 years old, but now like our work are recognized all over the world. For example, yesterday I came from Lisbon, Web Summit Lisbon, where I spoke at the conference. I also was judging like startup competition. Again, because the idea of our university is like to rethink the education, and I want to share with you more insights on this, because the world is changing and we are the part of this world. And we also, if we want to succeed, we need to change, and the education is needed to be changed. For example, there is like some crazy statistics. So, like when we think about our parents, they went to the universities and they had their job like for 15 years, for 20 years. The duration of skills were like 10 years ago, the duration of skills were 15 years. Now it is less than 5. So when you think that like about students, they enter their bachelor degree, and what they will learn during their first grade will be already outdated when they are on the 5th grade. And there are like another statistics that these students, they will change 10 professions in their lifetime, 8 of which do not exist now. So like this is the question about the skills and what we need to learn. And I was like so happy to hear about like from you that you also focus on education, especially from Marina, because she talked not only about digital skills but also about soft skills, which is becoming like more and more important. Maybe you can move to another slide, but I think that currently you are like somewhere in the middle of my presentation. Oh, it's a good statistics, thank you. Like when we talk about digital economy, digitalization, like everyone, like on all conferences, now we talk about artificial intelligence. I hope that a lot of you is already using ChatGPT or like any like some other tools, but there are statistics from World Economic Forum that AI, artificial intelligence, will replace this year more than 85 million jobs, and at the same time it will create 100 million new jobs. And the question is, what are these jobs and what skills we need to fill these jobs? It's also very connected to entrepreneurship and to the global job market, because I mean, education, education, it is about serving the needs. It is it is about serving the needs of business and society. There are also other numbers, for example, that 50% of workers, they will need reskilling and upskilling. So education is education, it is not only about going to the university, it is about studying during all your life, because of this short duration of skills. And we need to leverage different tools, I don't know, how many people use ChatGPT. At their work, you can also work it for learning, for example. It can optimize a lot of things for you. It also, you can build some, you can set some goals. I heard that you have, I don't want to call it issues, but still, with marketing strategy, how to open the new market. You also can use for this, for example, ChatGPT. It's not often about buying some courses. You can do it, you can learn by yourself. Can you check the next slide, please? And as the world is moving super fast, and as a person who runs a nonprofit university and works at higher education, I love all the statistics. And there was another report from World Economic Forum. They asked about top 5 skills for the next 5 years. We all are talking about digitalization, but you can see that 4 out of 5 top skills are soft skills. So it's not only about digital skills. It is also about critical thinking, analytical thinking, creative thinking, leadership, charisma, as Marina already mentioned. It is very important for entrepreneurs, because what is entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship, it's you have only one main skill. It is problem solving. And it is not a tech skill. Yeah, it is a soft skill. The other thing is how we learn all of the skills. It can't be it can't be learned only by some case studies or by delivering information. It is all about practicing, project-based learning. This is the future of education. So I would also encourage you to develop not only digital skills in this super digital world, but also to think about the skills that can't be replaced by artificial intelligence, because the future of economy, the future of technology, it is not about hard skills. It is about all these future jobs are on intersection between technology, robots, and humans, and we need to work on our these human skills. As female entrepreneurs, you know that right now the entrepreneurship is becoming a little bit easier, because you can do a lot of things. For example, I work in tech world, I work in technology, and we usually use, to create a tech startup, it's really hard, because you need to have a software engineer to code something. Now you don't need any of this. When you think about entrepreneurship, and if you want to work even in tech, ChatGPT can code for you. It can code a product. For you, the main skills that you need, it's literally soft skills, how to pitch, how to solve the problems, how to sell. This is crucial in Ukraine because of our Soviet legacy. We have brilliant engineers, but we're ashamed of pitching something or selling something. There's also another area that we need to develop in terms of mindset in Ukraine. Can you check other slides? And the next one. And the next one. I think that I already told about this. Sorry. I also want to add on entrepreneurial mindset and female entrepreneurship because at SET University we if you never heard about us, please check the information because we do a lot of things for female entrepreneurships. We already had a couple of boot camps for women to create their digital businesses. We teach how to use ChatGPT even to create tech startups. We teach how to use the different AI tools. We also can connect you with investors and even help you to create co-founders and to find a team. So if I think it is going to be the next slide or something with the contacts. Oh yeah, I think that you already know this information. Yes, and another thing that I didn't mention is that we teach women at SET for free for any of our programs. For example, it can be master program for machine learning, cloud, innovation engineering, or cybersecurity. We have short-term programs you also can apply, and you can have this full scholarship. So in case you're looking for the opportunities, please let me know. Just follow us on Instagram, and we can find something and do something together. I don't know if we have time for questions, but if you have anything, I will be happy to answer.
Thank you so much, Irina, and apologies for your slides.
No problem at all.
I appreciate that. I want to thank all of our presenters today. You have been absolutely amazing, all of you, and to share your stories and to share your experiences and your expertise with us has been remarkable. And so I want to thank all of you for that. I want to tell you that, I want to reiterate that you are certainly an incredibly important part of rebuilding Ukraine. We have talked about that a lot, and know that women-owned businesses are crucial to that progress. And you will be the most important folks to really build Ukraine back. And we appreciate you sharing and hope that we can facilitate some of your hopes and needs through these recommendations, because what we're doing is really gathering recommendations to give to the US government, to give to the Ukrainian government and the stakeholders so that they understand the support and resources that you will need. So I appreciate that. And I want to encourage you all to join us next conference, which is December 3rd. That is talking about access to capital and having that capital and those payment forms. We've got an amazing lineup of speakers. And so I hope that you will all join us for that. I will tell you that we will send out the poll questions that we talked about today to each of you. And I appreciate all the registered users answering those poll questions, because your voices really need to be heard and they matter. And so we'd like to bring a consensus to find out, what we're talking about and getting some quantitative data behind that. So finally, to close out today, I'd like to thank our partner, Agnes from the Ukraine Office Desk at the Department of Commerce. Agnes has been such an amazing partner for us and spearheaded this effort with her passion and her dedication to women entrepreneurs in Ukraine. We're constantly fulfilled and propelled forward, and Agnes helps that. And all of you really inspire us every day. And I am so thrilled to have the opportunity to work with you and support you in any way we can. So I want to thank you all again so much for your participation, your willingness to share with us. We really appreciate it. So have a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a nice evening. You too.